For 5 days, I pushed my cat around in a pram because it had sprained 3 of its ankles.
David's team.
OK, there are 2 key questions here. How did it sprain 3 of its ankles, and why was it necessary for it to be so mobile during its recovery period?
OK, I'll address those. One of my children, my eldest boy, didn't throw a tyre at it, but threw a car tyre, and it hit the cat.
He threw the tyre recreationally, and the cat got in the way. How did one ankle survive?
Luckily, he was scratching his head at the time.
OK, so the tyre hits the cat.
Yes.
75% of the cat's ankles are, did you say sprained?
Well, they were bruised, and we were told that he mustn't walk.
So you were told he mustn't walk, but he needed still to travel.
Of course he did, yes. It was my younger boy's buggy we put him in.
Right.
Because you could strap him in.
You could strap the cat into the buggy?
Yeah.
How did you strap the cat into the buggy?
Using the straps, and the only journey he had to make was to the litter tray. So we just used to take him from the front room round to the litter tray.
Strap him in. Strap him in.
Tip him in.
Why didn't you just carry him?
No, because he had these bandages round his legs, but he would insist on trying to walk, which we knew would make his ankles worse.
You couldn't stop him walking, but he would consent to be strapped into a buggy.
It's not really when it comes to pets, it's not really a matter of consent, David.
Never use the phrase, when it comes to pets, it's not a matter of consent. You can get into all sorts of problems with that one.
Tell us more about this cat. What was its name?
Its name was Gudmonson. It was a...
What?
Never ask Bob the name of anything in the story, and we learned nothing.
His name's Gudmonson.
Gudmonson. Monson as in the word monsoon,
No,
with an O missing.
Yes.
Right.
Gudmonson. His name's Gudmonson. He's a tabby oriental.
Why Gbemisola? Why?
My youngest son named him Gudmonson.
All right, David, what are you thinking?
What do you think?
Oh, he's lying.
You think he's lying?
Yep, lying.
You think he's... Well, this is a superb moment. I have unanimity from the team, so let's say...
Saying it's a lie.
We'll say it's a lie.
Bob Gudmonson, truth or lie?
I am telling a lie.
Oh, superb!
We got a point! We got a point!
I once dumped a boyfriend because I didn't like the way he fell down the stairs.
David's team.
How often had you been pushing him down the stairs?
I just hid his wheelchair.
If you've been affected by any of the issues raised in tonight's show...
How did he fall down the stairs? What was
Very ungainly.
What kind of stairs did he fall down? Where was he?
It was just outside his flat, and there was, like, 5 steps, and then another 5 steps. Well, you know, those ones that go sort of in a different direction.
Concrete steps?
Yeah, concrete.
So this is nasty. This isn't...
It was a nasty fall, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you finish with him because he was so badly injured he was no use to you?
This was sort of like the last straw, really.
What was the other straws?
There were so many straws.
Tell me one.
He used to fall out of cupboards.
He was quite mean. He was quite a mean person.
Can you walk us through the scenario? What happened?
OK, so we're leaving his flat. He locks the door. He loses his footing on the steps, makes a little scream, and he just fell.
How many stairs did he go down? Because the way you've described it, there were corners. Did he go round the corners?
He's a man, not a slinky.
No, he did. He did.
So how did you react? Did your compassionate side come out?
Well, I asked him if he was all right. And then I sort of made a mental note to cut him out of my life.
So what are you going to say, Nadia? Does it ring true for you?
Did you want to leave him before the fall?
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, because it was the last straw.
It was the last straw, yeah.
But she only offered up 1 straw. If I had a resentment against an ex-lover, right, I could give you a short list off the top of my head.
Even that was a bit scatty.
Waking up and seeing her in bed with the milkman.
I think it might be true.
Saying
We're going to go with true.
Saying true. Diane, truth or lie?
It is actually true.
Wow.
As a baby, I was regularly fed coffee in my bottle.
Lee Mack's team, what do you make of that?
From birth?
I thought you were going to say from your mother's breast. You were given coffee in the milk. Milky coffee from about the age of 3. This is not hot coffee, obviously.
Yeah, no, it would have been
Quite warm.
warm, milky coffee.
And when you got older, did you ever say to your parents, why did this happen?
Yeah.
My children like coffee. Nowadays, you can have what they call a kiddie-chino. A baby chino,
Baby
sorry.
chino.
Baby chino. I got it wrong. Kiddie chino.
Actually, a kiddie chino is just a very small pair of trousers. You probably do use them.
If they were putting coffee in your milk from
No, they weren't putting coffee in my milk. I was having coffee. Slightly milky coffee.
Well, that is the same as putting coffee in milk. That's the very definition of milky coffee.
between putting coffee in milk and putting milk in coffee.
What is the distinction?
Well, it's like the distinction between having a glass of water and going swimming. In the one case, you're putting water in yourself, in the other case, you're putting yourself in water.
Did they give you other sort of more adult foodstuffs at a very young age?
I think I was allowed a modicum of booze as a child.
Oh, were you? At what age were you allowed booze?
Like as a baby.
That was to offset the coffee buzz.
Yeah.
Lee, what were you given as a child?
Evo stick.
That's glue.
Yeah, but that was to stop me getting out the cop.
David, as a small child, what were they bringing you in your quarters?
Just a port and a cigar.
Took the words out of my self-parodic mouth. No, the blood of a pheasant.
Did you say pheasant or peasant?
Lee, what are you thinking? Is there any truth in this? Which way are you leaning?
I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I think we're skirting on the edge of giving out really bad childcare advice.
That is true, but I can't help thinking that any parent that's looking at Jimmy and thinking, I want to raise a child like that anyway, is a dodgy parent in the first place. You know what I mean?
I think it's nonsense.
I think it's nonsense.
Nonsense, OK.
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
Well, we'll say it's a lie, then.
Pretty conclusively,
Yeah.
it's a lie. Jimmy Carr, were you telling us the truth then, or were you telling a lie?
I can tell you, it is absolutely true.
Wow.
I was once forced to have therapy just so I could finish watching a Disney film.
At least two.
Well, first of all, what was the Disney film?
The film with the mouse.
The film with the
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Yes.
That's a rat, not a mouse.
The rat. The film.
I mean, the clue is in the title, to be fair.
I think you're thinking of Mouse Arca. That's a different film.
How old are you?
I'm ashamed to say it was not that long ago.
What? So therapy because of rats?
So yeah, I don't like rodents. I don't like.
Well, why did you watch Ratatouille?
Well, because it's a cartoon, but it was quite realistic looking, the rat in it.
Have we watched the same film?
No, it was. Like, it moved funny, and I don't like things that move, like...
Scurried.
They scurry.
They scurry.
And, like, little tails move.
So what form did this therapy take?
So you go to a doctor's place, and they talk to you about your problem, and then I don't think he believed me.
Yeah,
so...
I know how he feels. How many sessions did you have with the therapist?
So there was a pre-session where, like, you have to go to the doctors to...
Oh, and they referred you to
and
a
then
therapist.
they referred me...
So you're telling us you went to your local GP and they said, what's the problem? And you said, I'm struggling to get through Ratatouille.
When you put it like that, it sounds ridiculous,
It doesn't.
OK?
A little bit. But the GP was a guinea pig.
But...
You must have seen other cartoon rodents.
No, but I think Ratatouille is the most realistic depiction of rodents. There aren't real...
Do you know, I believed everything up until that sentence.
Which part of Ratatouille stealing that big tin of tomato soup and escaping on a skateboard was real?
I don't remember the skateboard bit.
That's because I just made it up.
OK.
A bit like you.
Hannah, what are you thinking of Gbemi's tale?
I mean, I'm terrified that it's true, but it...
Don't worry, if you're terrified, you can go for therapy.
I know.
What about you, Jace?
It's ludicrous. It can't possibly be true.
It's a lie.
It's got to be a lie. I hope for Gbemi's sake it's a lie.
OK. Gbemi, was it a lie, or were you actually telling the truth?
I was telling the truth!
I once accidentally flashed the Queen.
David's team.
Are we talking about the current Queen or the late Queen?
The late Queen.
All right,
Elizabeth.
OK. The better one.
The best one, yeah.
Certainly, look, it's the one we'd all have chosen to flash, right? I mean...
How did that happen?
I was in a dance competition. If you won the competition, you got to dance for the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a costume malfunction.
What was the style of dance?
Just dance, just have a good dance. It was like...
Really?
Was it like a modern interpretive dance and that kind of stuff?
No,
was it like
it wasn't that. No, it was just have a good dance.
What was the Queen's role? Was she a sort of a Bruno Tognoli figure? Was she judging the dancing?
She didn't hold up any paddles or anything like that. That would have been heartbreaking after a flash, wouldn't it, if she was like 2? But, brutal.
Official judgment on your private parts from your sovereign.
So how long ago was this, Amy?
It's when I was 17.
So how long ago was that?
Well, let's say 3 years.
Can you show us some of your moves? I'm just wondering if you could show me the dance that got you in front of the Queen.
What, right up until the flashing bit as well?
Amy, you must feel under no pressure to dance for praise, please.
I'll show you just the... So this is the move.
Just bust a few moves.
The move was... it was coming down the stage like this. You get it.
Yeah.
Just having a good time. Just dancing, having a good time.
Yeah.
And the costume was... it was, like, off one shoulder. So when I did this, it popped out.
Now, when the mishap occurred...
Yeah.
How long was the mishappening until it...
Can you stop holding it, Rob?
How long before things corrected themselves, or did it pop back in, or what happened?
Sounds like a hernia. No, it was... I had to pull it back up.
For how long before you noticed, then?
Well, obviously...
Did the Queen have to point it out?
So what are we going to say, David?
We're going to say true.
Oof, so masterful. Right. They think it's true. Amy, was it true, or was it all a lie?
It's true!
When I was a teacher, whilst trying to explain a tricky concept, I accidentally locked a pupil in a cupboard.
David's team.
OK. What was the concept? Was it the concept of imprisonment?
It was a maths lesson. I was teaching the topic of probability and chance.
What's the chances of getting locked in the cupboard?
Well, that became an extra learning objective. That wasn't the main one. I was trying to get across the idea of
Narnia.
Yeah. I was trying to get them to understand how to explain the concept of probability. So the idea was that if you had, like, an alien arrive on Earth, how would you explain probability?
Which would be the first thing you'd do, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No, actually,
Put the laser down, let me talk to you about maths.
Yeah.
Romesh, what age group was this?
So this is year 8, so 11, 12 years old.
So...
what happened was I needed somebody to pretend to be an alien.
OK.
So I selected a child from the class. I didn't just go out and look for one.
How did you select? Did you go for the little green one with the pointy ears?
Well, no, actually, what it was is I thought I was doing a good thing because, you know, you get some kids that are sort of... that have problems making friendships and stuff like that. And I had a kid like that in the class, so I thought I'd bring him out of himself.
You chose the kid that got bullied to be the alien. So the rest of the class can point at him and go, alien.
I mean, to be fair, I thought we were just playing a game. I didn't realise it's an Ofsted inspection. So basically what it was, I was trying to make it realistic.
OK.
So I said to him, why don't we pretend this cupboard is like a transformation chamber? You know, you go in the cupboard, you go in as a boy.
Oh, it's just getting worse, isn't it? One of my kids came home from school and described this scene. I'd be down that school like a shot.
And how surprised would you then be to see that teacher on the BBC a few years later?
In the current climate, not surprised at all.
Basically, I said to him, you're going to go into the cupboard, you're going to transform into an alien.
What was the concept again you're trying to teach the kid?
Probability.
Probability?
Yeah.
We haven't got to that bit yet. We're going to find out when he steps out.
Oh, when we're trying to find out how to transform to an alien right now.
That's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to him coming out. We never get that far, do we? What am I talking about?
At the next Ofsted inspection, a small skeleton was discovered.
And they said, what are the chances of that? And they said, well, interesting, you should ask that. What were you going to do, though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
If he hadn't got locked in, what were you going to do?
The idea was that he was going to come out and be the alien, and then I was going to get different kids to...
different kids to... Don't lose confidence.
So, I was going to get different kids to explain to him what probability was. So he was going to be like the dummy alien, and then he'd be like... Boo, boo, boo. And then...
Never to be bullied again.
No, I can't help feeling that I'm a little bit under attack here.
It's all right, because you may be lying, in which case you're off the hook. Why does it help to understand probability, to get children to explain it to an alien?
So basically, in order to get the idea that a kid understands a concept, them explaining it and that explanation being clear illustrates that they have learnt it completely.
So Romesh, you've sort of left it at he's in the cupboard. He got in.
Yeah.
What happened?
I realised I couldn't open the door to let him out. So I sort of started looking around for other teachers to help me. And they said, actually, the cupboard, it can be opened from the inside. The problem came when I said to him, you're going to have to come out the cupboard, just open it from the inside. And he replied... Yeah, because he was being an alien.
Right.
So that extended the problem. And he was in there for 20 minutes.
So he came out in the end, he eventually opened it, he came out and...
Well, the lesson was ruined.
What are you thinking, David?
I do know that Romesh used to be a maths teacher.
Oh, OK.
Right.
So, and that, you know, education's loss was show business's gain. There were so many gaps in the story, I just...
Yeah, the story wasn't really adding up, right?
Yeah.
Well, a maths teacher.
I like
We think it's a lie, do we?
I think it might be.
It's a lie for all of you. OK. Romesh, truth or lie?
The story is true.
I once set fire to my house with a box of fireworks.
David Mitchell's team.
Was this on purpose?
It was done out of ignorance.
What age were you?
I was somewhere around about 7.
I want to know where you grew up, where a 7-year-old can buy a box of fireworks.
I bought them in the shop near where I lived in Middlesbrough. It was a box for 2 and 6 of standard fireworks. That was the brand.
Standard brand. That sounds exciting. Standard fireworks. Yeah. A normal level of excitement will be endangered. For a bonfire night, you will forget.
But it says standard, but then it's...
Well, that is standard for a firework.
So you're in your home, and you're 7 or 8 years old.
I'm 7 and I'm on my own, yeah.
On your own?
Yeah, and
What happens?
on one of the fireworks, I think it was the sparklers, it said, not suitable for indoor use. Which, at that age, makes you think, that means they're OK.
Could you just not read the word not when you were being...
Did you think not was the brand? You go, oh, lovely, I love that not brand food. It's not for human consumption.
You know that logic that says, well, people have obviously tried them indoors.
I've discovered they're not suitable.
Yeah.
So therefore, I won't use them indoors because I want to live.
If you look at a big firework, it won't say not suitable for indoors. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Well,
on the
not
sparklers,
everybody.
they chose to put it on.
So what happened?
I lit the sparkler. The sparks went into the box of fireworks, a standard box, and set them off. And I carried the box of fireworks, now beginning to light, into the kitchen, and I threw them into the kitchen. I thought it would be more suitable.
I think you're right. The kitchen, of all the rooms, is the most suitable for fireworks, isn't it?
Because of the oven, the gas, the stove. There is fire naturally in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a lot of... And it's more wipe down.
Yes.
Less cloth.
So what happened then?
They went off in the
What was the sound like? Was it bing, wee?
No, these were only standard. And, you know, I remember, as I'm sat here now, wiping the scorch marks off the floor and thinking that my mum's going to kill me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be in big trouble. Then I went back into the living room. Unbeknownst to me, I dropped one. And the living room was completely engulfed in flames.
It sounds to me that if you're on your own at home at 7, your mum's pretty laid back anyway.
She said, son, will you sit here and look after these fireworks? Whilst I go out to the bingo.
So, you lit the sparkler. A spark went into the standard box.
Yes.
The box starts to go... You go, uh-oh, I must get them into the most suitable room for fireworks.
Yes.
The kitchen. No need to go beyond the kitchen to the outdoors.
Yeah. Mum said don't go out.
It's good to know there was at least one rule in your house.
What time of day did all this happen?
This happened mid-afternoon.
Oh, dear, so you didn't really get the benefit of the...
Who put the fire out?
I went to next door where Miss Best lived. She was, bless her, she was about 80. And I knocked on their door and said, my house is on fire. And she said, do you know, I thought it was.
So what happened then?
She called the fire brigade. They fired their water hoses throughout the house.
Yes.
Ruining it.
Even the rooms where there's no fire.
Not ruining it.
Yeah.
You do know that before they put out fires, it's already ruined, don't you?
Lee.
You're making this house all wet. It was lovely and warm before.
And it's the water damage that knackers the house.
Is it? Not the fire?
Not the fire. If they would use their boots to put it out. Honestly, the entire house, that's it. I was in a family of 4 children, and we were homeless.
Where... Come
on, keep it light.
No, I'm just saying.
Where were all the other kids while you were alone with the fire? Why did you take 3 children out?
They were looking after fireworks in other people's houses.
So when you say you were homeless, how much of the house did the inferno claim?
It's gone. Entire house
the
gone.
whole
house gone.
The whole house burnt
down? Burnt down.
So how much did you leave in the living room? The fireworks in the kitchen have only caused a few scorches.
Yeah.
What did you leave in the living room?
And now, don't you feel stupid for saying standard fireworks?
Yeah.
I tell you,
really. I think you were stupid for lighting a sparkler indoors.
If you don't know what you dropped in the living room, is there a chance that it's just a coincidence?
No, it could be.
That it might not have been your fault?
That's what I said to the press.
It's not your fault?
Press? What press? Who did you speak to?
Local press.
Because they came to the house while it was burning?
Yeah, you know, they're their hats on, trilbies, sniffing around.
With those little bits of paper in the notebook? Were they called things like Scoop McLean?
I believe he was called Ron Waffle.
Sorry, Ron Waffle?
It was either him and the other ace reporter on the Gazette was John Caramel. It was one of them two.
Caramel and Waffle.
Honestly.
The question is whether you think Bob has been telling the truth.
Well, I thought it seemed very plausible until we heard about Caramel and Waffle.
I think he thinks he's telling the truth, but I think what's happened at some point, he's seen a film in which this has happened.
He saw Backdraft.
And is now convinced that it happened to him. I think it's a lie.
Sarah.
I was going to say I want it to be true, but that sounds really horrible. I think it might be true.
Well, I think it's true. I think it's true.
So you're going to go for true?
Yeah.
OK, Bob, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Oh.
I once failed an acting exam after my plan to impress the teacher backfired.
Right, Lee's team.
Okay.
Right, what age was this?
18.
So you're doing your A-level for drama?
Theatre studies.
Theatre studies. And what was your plan?
The plan was I needed to cry during a monologue and I was doing a Dublin accent.
Oh, give us a little blast. Oh, no, because your parents are Irish.
They're not from Dublin.
I've met her family. I met her sister. I introduced her to my wife, Tara, and I said, this is Tara.
Who's very beautiful. Ridiculously beautiful.
Yes, it doesn't seem right, does it?
I'll tell you how unright it seems. She went, oh, did you meet after he was, like, sort of a well-known comedian? And she went, no, before, which is true. We met before I ever did comedy. And she went, oh, did he save your life or something? That was unbelievable. I didn't know in 5 minutes. OK, so this was a sad monologue.
Sad monologue, and a woman, she's leaving a pram at the airport, and I needed to cry, and I needed the grade for my uni application. I needed to pass theatre studies. My plan was to use an onion to make myself cry so that I really, you know, like Oscar bait, get the exam.
Well,
really...
well, you weren't intended to do the monologue and then start cutting.
No, I had onion in my pocket with, like, an entry area so I could stick my hands in. So I touched my eyes.
Without him seeing that you'd put your hand... just sort of...
I was doing my acting. I was like, oh, all of a sudden, life's a mad circus, and I was just touching my eyes.
That was good accent.
That was the accent, was it?
That was the accent,
Very good.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
And so I do that, and then I touch my eyes, and then I thought, oh, actually, it's quite a bit longer to go on this bit. And obviously... So I'm not meant to be at the tears bit yet, and then obviously my eye starts going, and I'm just... like, trying to keep it together because I'm not meant to be crying yet. And then I have to get the pram to bring it off the stage. But I can't see. And I finished the monologue like that. And I have to just walk off.
Did he find out, the teacher?
Oh, yeah, she came up to me straight up and she went, onion?
What are you thinking then, Maya?
I don't know, I think dedication to the cause, but onions are that shape, aren't they? So you'd see a little bulge in whatever jacket and stuff that you had on.
I don't think she would do it. I think someone might have done it, but I don't think
You don't think it's true? OK, well, I'm going to say, then, it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie. Right, Roisin, truth or lie?
It is... true.
When customers complained about my behaviour in a supermarket, I received a particularly harsh punishment.
David's team.
Oh. Are we to infer that you were employed by the supermarket?
I was an employee.
In what role?
Checkouts.
And what was it you did then that upset them?
So people would buy, like, a roast chicken that had been pre-cooked, and then...
So anyway, you can get a roast chicken.
And it'd be in sort of a bag,
right.
But when I would bag it, I'd put it in the bag and then I'd kind of give that a flick, a little, like kind of a flourish before I'd put it down.
Yeah.
I was swinging the chickens. Customers were complaining.
Sorry, so you're at the checkout. Where are the roast rotisserie chickens? You don't acquire them at the checkout,
No,
presumably.
people were buying them and taking them to the checkout.
OK, so they arrive at the checkout.
In Australia, when people shop, they get the stuff and then they take it to the checkout. You scan it and then
I've read about supermarkets, I know all that. It's your job on checkout to double bag the chickens.
Yeah.
Is there not a risk that your swinging technique might splatter juices
you know, all over everyone?
No risk, no reward.
No risk, no reward?
You got to risk it to get the biscuit, brother.
You say you had a strange punishment.
This is not from the boss, but the supervisor. The circus was in town.
What?
The circus came to town.
The circus came to town. I wasn't expecting that.
To advertise that someone with a monkey came and they were handing out flyers outside of the supermarket.
Hang on. Is this the same story?
Yeah.
There's a monkey now?
I'm serious.
Come on.
OK, Sam, go on.
So everyone else was taking their break. They were going out to look at the monkey and to admire it, and because I'd been up to all this stuff with it, I was not allowed to go on my break to look at the monkey and never got to witness it. I wanted to go out to everyone else, and my friend came back and he goes, you wouldn't have wanted to see it, it was covered in scabs. And the boss and the supervisor, I don't know if I should even mention this, they were having an affair and they were going on cruise ships together.
They were having an affair?
Can I just tell you now, right? In this show, if you're given 3 different truths or lies, spread them out throughout the show, rather than think you've got to do them all in one story.
The supervisor doesn't like your chicken swinging.
He says we don't do that kind of thing here.
And you said, swinging? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Right, it's time to go for your guess, then.
Can we pass just this one?
Okay.
On Mastermind you can pass, can you? You don't have them sort of going, no, guess! Guess who was the Emperor of China in the 4th century?
It's down to you,
Well,
boss.
that's...
It's down to you,
I'm going true.
You're going to say? All right. They think it's true, Sam. Was it true or was it a lie?
It was, true.
Once, while trying to impress a date, I landed flat on my back in a flower bed.
David's team.
What were you doing to try and be impressive?
It was actually leaving the date.
Oh.
I accidentally left from a great height.
When you said that, I thought, like, being on your back was what you were doing to impress them. Like,
No, I'm
getting
not
on
that
your
kind
back.
of girl, Laura.
OK.
Laura, everything isn't Love Island.
I'm confused as to where I am.
Laura, you say you're confused about where you are. Just look to your left. You know you're not on Love Island.
Now, tell me, Maisie, where did this happen?
This was in New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah. I got to know a guy out there, and he asked if I wanted to go back and see his record collection. Behave. We got talking about music, and we went back to his house to listen to records. But he tried to play guitar along to the record.
He sounds like an awful human being.
So I decided I'm gonna head off.
Was
now.
that the difference between fancying him and not? The fact that he
When
got
he
the
played guitar
out?
along to the record.
You would not like to go around to his house.
So I called a taxi and sat on. I was perched on the window with the window open. And I thought, it's arrived, it's outside. And I went, thanks very much, see you later. And because I thought we were on the ground floor, I thought I'd just swing my legs over the window and run across the lawn.
Which floor were you on, Maisie?
So if the windows...
18th floor. You forgot the 19 minutes going up in a lift. No, see, one floor up.
What? One floor, but
Yeah.
I just forgot that. We've
You'd
been
climbed
chatting
the
for a
steps in a
while.
state of high arousal and therefore forgotten about them. Is that right?
You should write erotica.
Who's to say I don't? I have many names online.
50 Shirts of Grey. That's what
So I got a text saying your Uber's outside. I said, see you later then, and sort of twirled round, and at that moment I clocked out it was not on the ground floor.
You fell an entire story.
Or she made up a whole story.
What happens once you leave the window ledge and you're in the air?
I just remember landing on the small of my back because I was so winded I couldn't speak, and he appeared out of the window and was like, oh, blimey, why'd you jump out the window?
Now again in a New Zealand accent.
And so then I had to commando crawl across the garden with him watching from above.
Was he still playing the guitar?
And what's the taxi driver doing? He must have seen this.
He didn't do anything. He just wound down the window and was like, just so you know, the meter's running.
All right, David's team, what are you thinking?
The mechanics of the situation doesn't add up for me, so lie.
Laura?
I just don't know why you didn't land on your face. I don't get why you landed on your back. And that's the reason why I think it's a lie.
You see, I think it's true.
Do you?
Interesting.
But if my teammates say it's a lie, we'll go lie.
Maisie, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
That was true.
Well done.
So please welcome this week's special guest, Sid. So, Chris Tarrant, what is Sid to you?
This is my dentist, Sid, and I had to drive her to A&E after biting her finger during a checkup.
Right, Mel, could you explain how you know Sid?
This is Sid. We once posed as members of an orchestra to gain backstage access to meet our idol.
Finally, David, what is your relationship with Sid?
This is Sid. Last year...
Sorry. There's something about you that I don't think you know any women or anyone called Sid.
In which case you'll be saying that it's a lie.
Correct.
This is Sid.
Lie.
This is Sid. Last year, she rescued me when a seaside donkey went haywire with me on its back.
Can I just say, I retract my earlier comment, true.
So, there we have it. Chris's disgruntled dentist, Mel's orchestral imposter, or David's seaside saviour. Lee, where do you want to start?
Well, shall we start? Let's start with Chris. What was she doing that made you bite down so hard?
She's actually a very accomplished dentist. Her real name is Sydney Matthews. She is the junior partner in a company called Matthews and Priddy in Weybridge in Surrey.
Whoa.
Who are
Sorry,
top
her real name is
dentist.
Sydney.
Sydney.
Sydney, girl's name Sydney.
I couldn't understand what he was saying, but now someone shouted it really loudly in Welsh. It's a lot clearer. so, sorry, Chris, say it again.
I fixed up to go and have a temporary crown taken out and put the proper one in.
Oh, yeah. Coronation, was it? You're getting above yourself, Tarrant.
So she starts doing this little bit of drilling, and of course you've got so much glue in your mouth. I'm going, it really hurts, I want to unattach it. And she said, what? At which point I bit her finger, in fact 2 fingers, really quite badly. And she is pouring blood.
And has Sid treated you since?
No, but she's due to in about 3 months, so I'm trying to be quite nice to her.
Right, do you want to move on to another suspect?
David, what did it do, the donkey?
It ran suddenly in one direction with me on its back.
No.
Yes.
Where were you? I bet he says
was on the-
Blackpool.
No, I was on the beach. It was in Norfolk.
And a beach in Norfolk. Do you know which beach? I know Norfolk quite well. Which beach in Norfolk was it?
Oh, damn. It was Great Yarmouth.
When was this?
It was last year.
Do they let adults ride donkeys?
Good question. Ask him.
Yes, they do. They did. I got on the donkey, it went haywire.
What?
You saying I'm a liar? The donkey went haywire and Sid rescued me.
But what scared the donkey?
Yeah, I can answer that.
What scared...
You haven't explained why you were on the donkey. When I look at you, I don't think donkey.
Thank you.
I think Mel does.
The aim was... One child of some friends of mine wanted to have a donkey ride and then sort of was a bit nervous of the donkey ride. And I said, well, I'd have a donkey ride to sort of demonstrate that it was, you know, fine and safe.
Oh,
and,
so it was a
and
disaster.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
It was an absolute disaster. It was a very, very sad day.
Did you have to pay for the ride?
I think so, yeah.
Do you remember roughly what that was?
I think roughly about £1,000. Might have been less than £1,000. Certainly not a million.
Would it be
not
fair
a
to
million
say-
pounds. And it wasn't like 4p.
David, how did Sid rescue you?
She had a geographical advantage on the donkey because I don't think don't think I'm being rude to Sid to say that she probably couldn't have matched this crazed beast for speed. She was over where the donkey was headed, sort of near there, and was able to intercept and grab the bit of string that's attached to a donkey's face.
It's like having Zara Phillips with us, isn't it? Yeah. It really is.
I've literally never seen a donkey in your life.
Right, what about Mel, then?
Just remind us again of your story.
This is Sid.
Yeah.
And we once posed as members of an orchestra.
Yeah.
To meet our idol.
Right.
Who's the idol, just for fun?
Leslie Judd, the ex-Blue Peter presenter.
You don't need to tell me who Leslie Judd is.
So, does Leslie Judd also play in an orchestra?
Not that I know of.
What was she doing there?
What was she doing there?
She was hosting the event.
Where was it?
It was in Oxford Town Hall.
And you were how old?
16.
You say you posed as orchestra members. How did you go and buy an instrument?
We borrowed from a friend, funnily enough, a cello case.
Well, that's all you'd need, because one of you gets in it.
Yeah.
So hang on, when you were 16, I'm just thinking this through. Leslie Judd, as we all know, is a Blue Peter presenter back in the glorious heyday
Fab Four. The Fab
Blue
Four.
Peter. Exactly.
Notes, Purvis, Singleton, Judd.
When
yeah.
grown-ups used to...
Yeah.
When grown-ups used to host
exactly.
Blue Peter.
Yeah.
Great times.
Did it work?
We got past security.
I'm not sure about this security business, to be honest with you. I can imagine a meeting. Oxford Town Hall, where they're going, here we go on next week. Leslie Judd is hosting an orchestra. We're going to need some security.
Did she sign anything for you?
She did, yep. I had a Blue Peter annual.
Yeah.
I think Leslie was in circus gear on the front.
I've got that one.
Oh, that's
yes.
All right, we need an answer, so... What are you going to say?
I think it's Chris.
You think Chris
Because
bit a lady?
Sid, more importantly,
Yeah.
looks like she could be a very good dentist.
No, you see, I have to disagree. I disagree. If we're going by looks alone, I'd say she's more likely to have manhandled a donkey. Well, we can't just go by looks, can we?
I think she looks like a really lovely friend of Mel's.
We need an answer, so...
Alex thinks it's Chris. Are you sticking with that?
I'm sticking 100%.
And Lee, presumably, you think me?
Despite my real gut reaction that it's David, I would say, of the two, we will go with Mel. Or will we go with Chris?
Split the difference. Me!
Go on, let's say Mel.
You're saying Mel. OK, so, Sid, would you like to reveal your true identity?
My name is Sid, and Mel and I posed as members of an orchestra in order to meet our idol.
Yes, Sid and Mel did once pose as members of an orchestra in order to get backstage and meet Leslie Judd. Thank you very much, Sid.
Last year, I was asked to remove my jumper in a restaurant after the table next door complained that its bold pattern was ruining their photographs.
Please, T.
OK, so when you're not with us, you're a bit more bold, are you?
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was a bold pattern. I just thought it was rather natty.
Could you describe the bold jumper?
There's sort of lines like that, and we're looking at yellows and browns and a little touch of blue and green, and then a sort of zigzag thing like that.
Sounds quite 80s.
Well, you know, I think it's timeless.
And we've never done this before,
yeah.
I would have lied to you, but are we allowed to ask this lady to just stand forward into the middle of the floor?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Could you stand in the middle of the floor there, please? Was it that bold?
No.
Thank you. Who were you with at the time?
I was with my parents.
So what did you do? Did you take the jumper off?
I did, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Because they asked politely, and so I did it. And I didn't realise how humiliating the request was until I'd gone along with it.
Yeah, it is embarrassing,
You know-
just the slow takeoff. Did you do a quick one?
absolutely. And exactly, it's a very... Taking a jumper off is a bit of a kerfuffle. For example, before James Bond has a fight, you don't see him take a jumper off. Because it's not the right sort of... and his hair's got a bit...
It's the least attractive removal scene.
It's exactly. Strippers don't wear jumpers, do they? It's not the right... It's not the sort of thing.
Did they realise that you were the esteemed actor, broadcaster, writer, or do they think you were just a sad middle-aged man still having dinner with his parents?
The two aren't mutually exclusive.
What was the name of the restaurant?
It was the Ivy restaurant in St John's Wood.
You've just lost your working class audience.
Oh, cheerio.
So, David is really... Well, he's asking us to believe that he's spineless. So, what do you think?
I think so.
You're saying true?
I think true, yeah. I think it's a true story.
Oh, OK, well, then I must go with my team and say this is definitely true.
OK, David, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
Oh!